Hello again, everybody. Mr. Reeves back with you. And in this video, we're going to be working through finding the area of composite figures, which IXL calls compound figures. And we're going to be doing examples out of IXL at the three different levels. So we're going to look first at the area of compound figures or composite figures made up of just rectangles. Then we're going to add in some triangles. And then finally, we're going to add in some parts of circles, semicircles, or quarter circle. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So again, if you're taking a look where I'm at, I just want to let you know I'm on the first set of problems from 6th grade. The area of compound figures, where we're just working with rectangles. So if you watch my other video, hopefully you know that when you are dividing up figures, you have a choice of how you can divide them up. So for example, on this one that I have right here, I could choose to take this compound figure and break it up into two rectangles like that by extending this vertical line down. Or if I wanted to, I could come across this way and go like that. And in fact, if I wanted to, I could actually make it into three rectangles like that. You actually have a choice. It doesn't matter how you divide it up as long as you make sure that when you do it, you have the entire shape covered. All right. So I prefer to have as few different shapes as possible. In this case, I'm going to have two rectangles. Actually, at this top one, if you see, this is actually a square, 18 by 18. And this bottom one down here is a rectangle, right? So we're going to have area 1 and we're going to have area 2. And when I'm done, I'm going to add those two areas together, area 1 and area 2. All right, so area 1 is a square, and the area of a square is the side squared. So in this case, it's going to be 18 squared. All right, and if you want to use your calculator, you're welcome to do that. 18, there's my squared button right there on the calculator, and when I do that, I get 324. So the area of this top square is 324, and the units would be square millimeters or millimeters squared. All right, rectangle 2 right here, straight across is 25, right? For a rectangle, by the way, the area is length times width. It's going to be 25 times 13. All right, so again, you're welcome to use a calculator if you want to. 25 times 13, length times width, I get 325. And again, that would be millimeters squared. Now, what do I want to do with those two areas? I want to add those two areas together. So I'm going to do 324 plus 325. I hope you don't need a calculator. We don't even have to carry, right? We get 649 square millimeters. That would be the combined area, 649. So let's go ahead and put it into IXL, and IXL will let us know if we have done it correctly. 600 doesn't want to type it in here. Let me try again. 649 square millimeters, and we got it correct. All right. All right, let's do one more with just rectangles here. All right, so when I come and I'm ready to do this, I'm going to go ahead and let's see, this time I'm going to go straight down. We'll make this long, skinny rectangle here. All right, so again, I have 1 and I have 2. All right, so they're both rectangles, area 1 and area 2. Both of them are rectangles. The area of a rectangle is length times width. 1. All right, the length is 15 and the width is 6. By the way, if some of you are going, well, I thought that was the width and that was that. It doesn't matter because multiplication is commutative, right? So 15 times 6. Let's go ahead and go to our handy dandy calculator. 15 times 6. When I do that, I get 90. Probably should have done that one without a calculator. 90 what? This one is 90 square miles. All right. And 2, now let's be careful here. Remember, 11 is all the way across. let's take a second here to talk about this. 11 is all the way across. From here to here is 6, right? So they didn't even actually have to tell us this, because if they hadn't told us this, if they told us this was 11 and this was 6, we could find out that's 5. So in this problem, it's not a big deal. Everything's pretty clean, but we're going to be doing some more complicated ones a little later, where we're going to be having to find some missing distances. So realizing that that one plus that one is the whole thing, or if we went the other way, right? 9 plus 15 right here would give us that 24. Again, not so straight. All right, if they hadn't told us this, right, we could have known that it was 9 plus 24. Or if they had told us this was 24 and they haven't given us this one, we could do 24, take away 15, and get 9. Again, we don't have to do that now because they gave us all of these, but as they get more complicated, we may have to be filling in some missing parts that we don't know. All right, so area 2 is still a rectangle. Again, it is length times width. It's going to be 24 times 5. Or if you prefer, 5 times 24. All right, that's the same as 12 times 10. I'm not going to use a calculator this time. If you use a calculator, you get 120. And again, it's time to add those together. And when you add 120 to 90, you get 210 square meters, right? 210 square meters. Let's double check. IXL always tells us if we got it right or if we got it wrong, and we got it correct. Okay, so again, we could just keep going through here, and as you see, as I jump up in the levels on these, it gets a little more complicated in that now instead of 2 rectangles, we have 3 rectangles, right? Again, you have a choice as you do this, right? I could go across, I could go down, I could go like this, right? And get that big rectangle there. And I could go there like that, right? So if I did this one, for example, okay, I'd have area 1, area 2, and area 3. So here's an example of what I was talking about. If I want to find the area of rectangle number 1, I know it's going to be 11 times this length, right? But do I know what that length is? Well, I know from there to there is 4, and from there to there is 4. So all the way across is 8, right? So area 1 would be area of a rectangle, which is length times width. It's going to be 11 times 8, or 88, and we have square yards, right? Okay. 2, do you see 2 right here? 2, we've got it, is 5 by 4, right? So area 2 is going to be length times width, which is going to be 5 times 4, which is 20 square yards, right? And area number 3 is going to be 17 times 33, right? So again, length times width, 17 times 33. And that one I'm going to go ahead and break out the calculator for. So I'm going to do 17 times 33. And I'm going to get 561 square yards. All right, and then again, to find the total area, I want to add all those together. So 561 I already have as my last answer in the calculator, so I'm going to put plus. I'm going to work my way back up, then I'm going to add 20, and then I'm going to add that 88. And when I do that, I get 669. 669. All right, so let's go ahead and put that in, make sure we did it correct. 669. And there we go. Look at that. We are proficient. We have reached 80. So, all right. So I changed my mind. I was going to do all these different types of IXL practice in one video, but I'm going to go ahead and break it up into 3 videos. So this video was just showing how to find the area of compound figures made up just of rectangles. Okay, next one, we're going to go ahead and add in triangles. I bet you're excited to see our next video. Have a great day, everybody.